Hello Betfair Premier League fans, Daniel Garb here with you for the tips for another week. Excuse me if I'm a little bit tired. I was up early watching Liverpool Manchester United this morning, which has blown open the top four race yet again. It's going to make for an exciting finale as we enter the final four games of the season. Our angle this week on the tips is all about taking advantage of those relegated sides and teams with nothing to play for. So there's money to be made, I think, in that regard. Make sure you tune in for those ones. Make sure you check out the Betfair exchange for all of your markets and all of your other sports. There's A-League tips on the hub as well. We're going well in that regard, so look out for those. But everything you need is on the Betfair exchange, including your Premier League prices. And here are the angles to go for this week. Before we get into the Premier League, why not start with the FA Cup final, and what an occasion it is for Leicester City to try and win the FA Cup for the first time since 1960. Very difficult task, of course, up against the Chelsea side that is in wonderful form. That's led to a Champions League final for them and a very good run in the Premier League as well since Thomas Tuchel took over. But Leicester have been setting themselves for this for a long time. Yes, they've had the top four race as well, something they're still involved in, but the FA Cup final would have been on their minds for the last 4 to 6 weeks. It's maybe why they've dropped a couple of games in the Premier League they would have expected to win, and I like them to get something from this game in normal time. I'm not saying they won't be done in extra time or in penalties or something like that, but I can see it being level after 90 minutes. So I like Leicester win or draw for some serious value here. Or go the draw. Chelsea's a good option, but I think the value lies with Leicester in this one. They've got enough class to do something here, and Chelsea have had so many big games to deal with recently. The Champions League semi-final, home and away. They've got big games in the Premier League they have to worry about. Making the Champions League for them is number one. If Leicester City can win the FA Cup and miss out on the top four, they'll be delighted with their season. Not so at Chelsea. There it's all about making the Champions League year after year, and if they don't win the final and miss out on the top four, now that Liverpool's putting pressure on them, that's not going to be a great result. So I think they'll be certainly very focused on the FA Cup final, but I think it's all in from Leicester mentally and has been for the last 4 to 6 weeks. So I like them to get something from it. What happens in penalties or extra time, who knows? But on the 90 minutes, Leicester win or the draw, they're the two plays from me. All right, on to the Premier League now, and Manchester City are champions, as we know. They haven't quite had the chance to celebrate it, though, because they were crowned champions after Manchester United lost to Leicester, of course. So now they travel to Newcastle to take them on, and I think they'll view this as a chance to have a bit of a party on the field. Newcastle are safe. The teams, Fulham, West Brom, Sheffield United, all down. For Newcastle, they've been on a good run, but now they're starting to think about the end of the season and preparing for the next campaign. And I think Man City might just have a day out as they try to tune up for that Champions League final, of course. So look for Man City at St James's Park to win comfortably. It's a place they've enjoyed going to before. I like Man City to cover the -2 handicap in this one and enjoy themselves now they've got that Premier League title in the bag. And it's the exact same story for Everton against Sheffield United. The Champions League place might be too far for them right now, but the Europa League is very important for Everton. They've invested a lot of money in their squad. They've got a new stadium plan coming soon. They need to get used to European football. That'll be a big target for them, and I think they can manage to do that, and they'll beat Sheffield United comfortably, who have been woeful all season long. They're probably tired of the Premier League. They want it to end. Everton at home, who have been up and down form-wise recently, will view this as the perfect chance to put some goals in the back of the net and have some fun. So again, the half-time, full-time double, the -1 handicap, the -2 handicap, all of those options are in play. Everton will do it easily at home and put themselves in a strong position for the Europa League. Well, Liverpool had a massive win against Manchester United away from home, 4-2. That just catapults them back into this top four race. They have to win every single game, you feel, before the end of the season. The United one away was the big one. They've done that, and now the fixture opens up for them, and they can realistically win their next 3, starting with West Brom this week. West Brom are relegated now. I mean, they're thinking about the championship. They can play for pride and nothing else, and to be honest, there isn't too much motivation for them to play out this season with any sort of dignity. So I think Liverpool probably have some fun with them in that regard and win quite comfortably. To cover a -2 handicap is realistic here. They've got momentum going. They're fighting for places in the first 11. Sadio Mane is sulking, and there's other players who are happy to take that spot off him, including Diogo Jota, who's in very good form at the moment. Roberto Firmino's coming off a double as well. So I like Liverpool here to try and keep putting pressure on the likes of Chelsea and Leicester, who don't play on the weekend because of the FA Cup final and have to wait until midweek. Great opportunity for the Reds to put some pressure on them before they do battle, of course, and I think they'll do that. Liverpool to cover the -2 handicap, with Mohamed Salah in particular back to some of his best form.